Such a Share a story with you tonight before we end. It comes from the Bible in the book of Luke, chapter 15. A certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent unto him to his fields to feed swine. And he would fain have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. And when he came to himself, he said, How many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of your hired servants. And he arose and came to his father, but when he was yet a great way off, His father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servants, Bring forth the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet. And bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found, and they began to be merry. As I was watching this story, there were a number of things that came to my mind. First, how could the mother just throw her kids away for not cleaning? If that was the case, I would not have my 4 kids. But the interesting thing is, it reminded me of a story of myself. When I was about 7 or 8 years old, my mother received a very expensive vase that was shipped all the way from Korea from my grandmother. It took, back in those days, there was no Amazon, so it took like over a month for the jar, this precious vase, to reach our house. And I remember my mother put it on the cabinet there, and she looked at us, because, you know, we're 3 boys in the house. The youngest one was a little, not too bad, but me and my other brother, you know, she knew who he was, so she told us, you see this vase? We're like, yes, Mom. If you break it, you die. Well, one day, me and my brother, since our dream was to play in the NFL, we started playing football in the house. So to make a long story short, we broke the vase into 1,000,000 pieces. So I looked at my brother and I was like, oh my God, we're gonna die. So we have a choice, we either die or we run away. So me and my brother, we made some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, packed our backpack, and we started our new life in the new world. So we walked about a block, and then they had the playground. It's like, okay, let's play first, and then begin our life. So after a couple hours playing on the playground, now we had to make a choice. So I made a decision. Okay, since I'm the oldest, I'll work at the bank so we can make money. You work at McDonald's so we can get free food. It was a perfect plan. But the problem was we had nowhere to go. So I remember it started getting dark. Now from the playground, if you go up on top of the slide, you could actually see where we live. But the thing is, we didn't go home. It's like 11 p.m. It's around midnight. Now you can imagine my mother, who knows that we're supposed to be in the house. So what did she do? She called the police, obviously. I can't find my children. They're supposed to be here. But for some reason, we looked on the slide, I looked, and we saw police there. We're like, oh my God. First we're gonna die, and then after we die, we're going to jail. I don't know why I thought that. So that's why I said we can never go home. But then it reached around 12:30, around 1, and you know, at that time you start hearing weird animal noises, like dogs in the neighborhood. And we thought, look, we can either die outside or we can die inside. So let's just die inside. So we walked home, and I remember knocking on the door, and I could hear the footsteps of my parents coming to the door. And I was like, here we go, ready to die. And we were like bracing ourselves. But when she opened the door, I remember my mother grabbed me and she's like, where have you been? I was so worried about you. She's like kissing us and hugging us. So there was one thing that really changed my heart during that time. Yes, I make many mistakes. I broke her vase. But the important thing was her love was greater than my mistake. Her forgiveness was greater than my fault. So even though I caused many more problems, and I was punished many more times, and threatened many more times after that, but I realized I knew my mother's heart. So even though she said, if you do this, I'm going to kill you, I knew she's not going to kill me. But in my heart, it changed my whole relationship with my parents, starting from 8 years old. This story that we read in the Bible is about the prodigal son. So he received the money from his father, he wasted everything. But he didn't waste it living a good life. He wasted it on every pleasure, every wrong decision he could possibly make. But the important thing is, before he returned home, he was suffering. He lost everything, but he decided to feed pigs. I thought to myself, why did he just not go home? I know, because I have my own experience, it was only a one-day trip. His was, I don't know how long it was, but mine was just a one-day trip. He didn't go home because he thought, in his mind, he imagined his father being angry, his father disowning him, his father like being ashamed of him. But the important thing is, when he actually realized, I have no other choice. It's either I die here or I go back home. So when he walked home, every step he took, what he came to finally realize was the father that he imagined in his heart was not the real father. It was when the father began to speak, the father began to work. This son came, failed, smelling like pigs, because he worked literally in a pig pen. But every time he said, I'm sorry, Father, I am not worthy to be your son. Make me as your... Right, he didn't even get to finish his sentence. The father cut him off and said, servant, come here. Wash him. Bring new clothes. Bring new shoes. Put a ring on his finger. And the important thing is, until then, that son, everything he did failed. But when the father began to work, every single moment, he began to change. And he changed into the image that the father had of him. So when I look at Hansel and Gretel's story, it's a cute story, it's a fun story, and I think our students did a great job of portraying it here, right here in this little room. And I see that they had so much joy doing it. Now the important thing is, what I really felt was that these students that have come here, they have overcome a lot of personal difficulties, financial difficulties. When I listened to them, the one thing that really amazed me was they memorized all of the lyrics. I've been in America all my life. I speak English. English is my first language. English is their second language. English is my first language. I don't think I could have memorized the music, plus the timing, plus the acting, plus memorize each and every word. So when I saw them, they really had a heart to do something for all of you. And that heart came because each one of them have received a heart they received from God. And that heart of giving is what you saw tonight. So I want to thank all of you for coming tonight. And I hope that as we have more concerts in the future, that you come show your support to our students who really enjoy it when you enjoy it. So thank you very much for joining us tonight, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.